My mother, Nina, was born in Kiev, what was then the Soviet Union, in 1928. She had 2 siblings. She was the youngest of 3, and her father worked for an aviation company in Kiev. She led a very secular life, but her mother practiced Orthodox Judaism in private. So to her, being Jewish, it wasn't an important part of her being until the war started. And then she knew she was a Jew. Unfortunately, her brother was killed during the war, but her parents and her sister made their way across Europe after the war. They were in a displaced persons camp in Germany. And then in 1947, they made their way on a boat to New York. They settled in Philadelphia for a while and came to Toronto in 1949. And when she came here, she didn't take being Jewish for granted. She was incredibly committed to Jewish education and the Jewish community. My father, Zelik, was born in a very small town in Poland. Unlike my mother, he grew up very poor. He was one of 5 siblings, 3 brothers and a sister. When the war started, he ended up running across Poland deeper into Russia with his younger brother. And ultimately, he was caught and made to join the Polish army, which was then part of the Russian army. All of his immediate family, other than his 3 brothers, perished. After the war, he made his way to a displaced persons camp in Italy, then to São Paulo, Brazil, and then Toronto in 1949, where by sheer luck, or maybe planning, he and his 3 brothers reunited. My parents met in Toronto. They both spoke Russian, so it was very easy for them to get to know each other and fall in love. My father, he was deeply committed to the chevra, the community, so belonging to a shul was incredibly important to him. My mother was the volunteer. My mother volunteered every moment she could. That was her full-time job. She volunteered with Hadassah. She was the president of her chapter. My parents really emphasized community, tikkun olam, doing for others and not just for yourselves. And while they never really had the means to give a lot of money to tzedakah, they gave what they could. I want future generations to know that Nina and Zelik Muskat, who came here after surviving the Holocaust with absolutely nothing, were so deeply committed to the Jewish community that a fund has been set up in their names. I want their memory to live on as pillars of our community. To be able to do this for them, now that they're gone, just brings me immense pride.